Joining me now, NBC News Asia correspondent Janice Mackey-Frayer, joining us from Beijing, and Victor Cha, MSNBC Asian Affairs contributor and a former National Security Council member who has worked with Shinzo Abe. And Janice, first to you, what do we know anything about this hideous assassination, so unusual for Japan and so shocking to the country and the world?
Andrea, former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe died after being shot in the chest and the neck while giving a campaign speech. He was airlifted to hospital with no vital signs. Doctors say they tried to resuscitate him, and he died a few hours later. Abe's death is profoundly shocking for people in Japan. It's a country where gun violence is almost non-existent. The gunman was tackled at the scene. He's said to have a military background. Police say they also seized a homemade shotgun that was apparently used in the attack. They say they also confiscated several other homemade guns from him. This suspect has apparently admitted to the crime, according to police. He said he was motivated not by political beliefs, but by what he called a dissatisfaction with Abe himself. The big question for police today, how was it that a gunman was able to get past Abe's security detail? And that's a question police say they are still investigating. In a statement from the White House, President Biden said he is stunned, outraged, and deeply saddened. And Secretary of State Blinken speaking today from a G20 foreign ministers meeting in Bali. This is what he had to say.
This is shocking. It's profoundly disturbing in and of itself. Prime Minister Abe was an extraordinary partner and someone who clearly was a great leader for Japan, for the Japanese people, but also so admired as a global leader. I mean, really deeply mourn a loss for his family, a loss for his friends, a loss for the people of Japan, a loss for the world.
Shinzo Abe was a political giant in Japan and still prominent even after stepping down, always visible, often polarizing. He's credited with propping up the economy and boosting Japan's diplomacy. People are now placing flowers at the scene where he died. Again, Japan has some of the strictest gun laws on the planet. That Abe's death was by gun violence is going to have a profound impact, Andrea. That's a point that can't be overstated.
And to Victor Cha, you worked in the White House when Shinzo Abe was prime minister. He was transformative in so many ways, moving Japan to a more defensive military posture against China, in support of Taiwan, on trade issues. Talk to me about his policies, but the human being you knew.
Yeah, Andrea. So I got to know him when I was on the NSC, and one of my areas of responsibility was Japan. And I met him on several occasions, one-on-one. He was just, first of all, he was an extremely knowledgeable person. You know, politicians aren't often that deep, but he was very deep on almost every issue. He had expert-like bureaucratic knowledge on almost every issue, and that was always impressive to me. Firmly pro-alliance. He was about the best friend that the United States could have as a leader in Japan, you know, a major democracy. And I think in many ways he anticipated the threats to the liberal international order long before many other leaders did. So quite thoughtful. You know, I know he's often painted as being sort of a real hawk on the political spectrum, but you know, he moved a left of center security debate in Japan more to the center and right of center in ways that were beneficial both to the United States and to the liberal international order. So this is really quite a sad day.
And Janice, as you were pointing out, there was technically one fatality from gun violence in all of Japan last year. They just don't have a gun problem there.
gun violence almost doesn't exist because so few people actually own guns. For a person in Japan to buy and own a firearm, they need to pass through 12 different steps, including a written exam, a gun safety course, a doctor's okay, and an extensive background check. So there are guns for hunting, but in terms of gun ownership, it's just not as widespread. And that is why this is so deeply shocking for people that Shinzo Abe has died by gun violence.
It's the loss of a really important leader at a key moment where China is using its muscles, and we see the China-Russia alliance, and the G20 is meeting right now in Indonesia and is fractured by the war in Ukraine and all of these other divisions. It's a terrible loss.